We are visiting Kate Sullivan today at Cake Power, and she makes hyper-realistic cakes, breaking the norm by making edible sculptures. I'm thinking right away, this is something that requires time and a lot of patience. I don't have a ton of patience, not really known for my patience. Hopefully Kate will help me to create something that doesn't look like cake. Let's give it a shot.
So today we're going to make a polar bear coming up out of the water. Just the head peeking out of the ice.
I love anything animal related, and I see that we have some polar bears for inspiration here. So where did Cake Power get its start?
Well, I'd been working in magazines for a really long time, and I would have a friend who was working at a food magazine and on deadline and be like, you know those cakes you're making all the time in your spare time? Could you do one for inside this magazine I'm working on? And it was really organic. The first cake I ever did for publication was for Time Out magazine. They ran it a full page. And then I kind of thought maybe I should quit my day job. I'm going to attach this cake to this cake with the ganache. We're going to use these as a guide to cut out the cake. So I wouldn't say this is a great first cake, but once you're doing it for a while, it doesn't have a lot of internal structure.
I feel like now is a good time to mention that my artistic ability is at a second grade level. That's what you're working with.
I love second graders. It's going to be great. It's going to be really great.
Do you still want to eat cake scraps, or are you totally over it?
I've had enough.
I did a very short pastry stint in restaurants, and I thought I like struck gold at the time, and then after a week I just didn't even want to look at sugar.
Yeah. And again, like keeping the
It's hard to not be eating all these cake scraps right now. What would surprise people the most about a hyper-realistic cake versus a traditional, besides as I'm starting to see the amount of work and time that goes into it?
I think the biggest surprise is when we cut into it and then it's actually delicious. That is always like, oh, I didn't expect it to also taste good.
Right, it's important. It should be.
Huge. This is cake and buttercream. So I want to start, the head actually comes out like this.
Right now, my bear head shape is that of a primate. I could not make French macaroons for the life of me. And all the cooks, they were like, oh, are you making Mickey Mouse heads again? Because they were all stuck together and flat, and it was a huge source of frustration. How long does it generally take to complete a cake, start to finish?
I feel like this is kind of a 2-day cake. So there's baking and making all the ingredients, and then there's letting everything set up in the refrigerator. There's a lot of steps involved.
Right.
Everything is dependent upon the cake being cold enough. So now, based on the difference between when we originally cut it, like, it's so solid.
It is.
You know, it's really stable.
Right.
But, you know, it's cake. Someone's gonna eat it. It's all good. And then you're pretty much there. We're gonna start looking at where we want your eyes to be and make a little space for them, and where the eyebrows are, and start building that up.
This is the part I feared, the fine detail. This is where all the artistry comes in that I lack.
But I think you're gonna surprise yourself. I think it's looking really good.
I think I'm surprising you right now.
I'm just going to start right in.
Okay.
And put a thin coat of ganache over the whole thing.
This is turning into like a Pinterest fail. Do we have to turn these towards the camera? I'm like, yep, We're still on that same path. Elephant.
That is a great elephant. So here's the thing. Maybe you're making an elephant.
We're done.
Because that is awesome. This highly technical tool of toothpicks taped together is pretty handy for making fur. And we'll start on the back.
This looks like I'm using toothpicks. That looks like fur.
I kind of like at parties when you serve stuff like this, there's always someone who wants to bite the ear off. And there's always someone else who's very disturbed by that. All right, so ears, eyes.
I'll take the craziest ones. Wow, it just, the whole thing just comes to life with the eyes. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna leave it like that. Go back. You're beautiful.
So this is the powdered food color, and I'm gonna add some lemon extract to make it into sort of a syrupy kind of consistency.
This smells so good.
It does,
I love
right?
lemon.
I think this is my favorite part, like when I can really see it coming together. It's sort of, it's
The finishing
payoff
touches.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can sort of see that
Once
it's-
the eyes went in, really, it sort of came to life.
I think you're really gonna like it when the nose goes on also.
I've never paid this close attention to a polar bear's nose. He just got so friendly. What a difference though in these final details. So how do you think I did?
Like I feel like this is a great character.
I love it.
I love him.
It was a really, really fun process. I really hope people realize how much work goes into making one single cake. It's such attentiveness to detail. It's unbelievable to me.
Well, I think you did a great job, and I like how you did the whole interspecies thing, you know, elephant and then
It morphed
otter
into a
and-
few different animals along the way.
That was good.
But it sort of resembles a polar bear.
It does. No, it does.
Thank you so, so much. This was awesome. I'm gonna take a bite out of my little friend here, but if you enjoyed this episode and you'd like to see more, click here.
And the idea is the more surface area, the better, right? Because it means that that air is getting trapped in the candy.
So mine's not as nice as yours.
Yeah.